is special. There won't be links in the description to shelves or tables or cabinets because everything in here has a story, has come from somewhere special, and has had mine or my husband's unique touch. So let's begin. So starting here in the closet, which we took the doors off of, I put a rug over the track. Back here, I've hung all my rulers for easy access. And on this clothing rod, I think this is like a curtain hook. I love these. These are awesome. You can use them to hang your artwork as well. And here's a bag I got in Italy at the Montmartre. I don't know how to say it. And I just keep random stuff in here. This is my Daniel Smith shirt for our Friday live sessions. Got some swatches hung. I mean, if you're gonna hang swatches, the closet is where to do it, right? Then here I just have an empty bag for who knows why. And then up here I have hung a cloth on a magnetic clip to hide the printer that isn't working. And here I've got used cloths that need washing. I don't use paper towels anymore. I just use cloth napkins that are 100% cotton. Here is my printer paper. And then here is an extra board. I think I'm gonna hang my non-Daniel Smith tubes on, but right now they are just in these jars. I love these containers. These are like fitness powder, energy powder containers that I take the label off of and use for storage. So those work really great. These are Rosa Gallery watercolors that I bought in Italy. I actually really like the Rosa Gallery watercolors. And here I've got my White Nights. I won those in a giveaway in 2021. I think it was late 2020, early 2021. I won those. And then these are like other brands. So like Winsor, Newton, Schminke, whatever else. So this is my first pegboard. I made this in 2019. I hung my cheap watercolors on it. These are the clips I bought, my very first binder clips. And I wanted them to match the rose gold nails because rose gold was like the color of 2019. So yeah, this is just an old board my husband had lying around. I painted it, distressed it, put nails on it. It's not straight at all. They're like super crooked. And then I hung my cheap $20 Amazon paint set on it, but I imagined it covered in Daniel Smith because I had just discovered Daniel Smith and I was so excited imagining it covered in Daniel Smith, which I could not afford at the time. And not 1 week later, you guys, not 1 week later, I kid you not, I got a phone call from a friend and she said that her grandmother passed away a couple of years ago. She was a watercolor artist and they didn't know what to do with all her stuff. Do I want it? So I went out to the desert and I looked at the stuff. I opened up the giant shipping container that they had everything in, and this cabinet was inside. It wasn't white, it was brown. There was a ton of paper. I've told this story many times, but like Arches paper, which I still have a ton of on that shelf down there. And paintbrushes, paper, art books, you name it. But this cabinet, I opened it, it was full of Daniel Smith paint tubes. And so that's how I got my first like 50 Daniel Smith. And I still have some of those tubes. So this is a 1930s dental cabinet. So it has like a metal trash drawer. See, that's metal. It's got like these secret cabinets at the top that are made of metal. So I have painted this white. I painted the little crystal knobs. This is just a weird tray pull-out shelf. Every one of these has something in it, and I've labeled it with just some craft stickers and a white gel pen. That's where I keep my empty pens. Just have like random stuff in all of these drawers. I go through it every now and then and throw stuff away. These are all the pens. These are my fountain pen supplies. Adhesives. This cabinet actually has a mechanism in the back where you can put a key in here and turn it, and it locks every drawer up so no one can open them. And I had my husband help me deactivate that because they kept locking on me randomly. I don't even think I have the key to this. So yeah, I like to be organized. So there's that, and then these are just like palette, like little plein air palettes and just random things. Yeah, I like binder clips, okay? So sue me. These are all my cutting tools. So my corner punch. This is so great. I use this for cutting the paper that I wrap people's commissions in. Like I have brown paper for that. These are all the cutting tools for my mat cutter. Magnet sheets, rulers, water brushes, and fine liners. Random paint brushes and bits and bobs. These are all paper samples. So for the past couple of years, I tried all the papers till I found what I loved. It's Fabriano Artistico soft press, in case you want to know. Mechanical pencils, which I will probably never go through. Oh, and my little Muppets Legos minifigures. I need to get them set up. I don't even know. Aren't they cute? This is a croissant box from Costco, and I love it for my swatches. Guys, it's a problem. But here's what I do. Anytime I ship off a commission, anytime I ship off a dot card or anything to anybody, I will use the swatches as like a thank you note. Or I'll throw in some swatches. I don't know, it's just fun. So that's what I keep anytime I make a swatch. It just goes in the croissant box. This thing is a relic, an ancient relic, but I love this paper cutter. I call it the guillotine. Here I've got a picture frame. These are boards for paper stretching. This is a vintage armoire. It has doors. I still have the doors, but I had to take them off for the purpose of this being, isn't this little corner perfect though? Like it fit perfectly in this little corner. So this is really fun. It has a mirror that pulls out. So that's how you know it's an armoire. It also has like a drawer that folds out here. I just have a glass cutting board and some random things here, but every one of these drawers pulls out. This is where paper scraps go. I don't throw away scraps. You can always grab one of these if you need to swatch something. So I always keep my scraps. This is paper that's ready to be stretched or painted on, so I've just got it organized based on what it is. Fabriano Artistico is my favorite paper. I do have a ton of arches, or arch, if you want to say it properly. I pre-cut a lot of paper around 11 by 14. It's a quarter sheet, so a full sheet is like 22 by 30. A quarter sheet ends up being like 10 by 15-ish. Here I've just got some tins that I used to have my watercolors in, but right now they're just empty tins. Here's my dot card stash. If you want a dot card, send me a DM. I will mail it to you if you just pay me for the shipping. Here I've got some onion skin paper that I inherited. I just got some random paper, so like mineral paper, just a hot press block. But yeah, I just keep my tracing papers, my graphite papers. I've got some UFO paper, some black paper. Yeah, so that's my paper pads section. These are my tools, like my heavy duty tools. These are electronics accessories, phone cases, cords. I don't know. This is printer stuff and packing tape. And then this one's just like where I keep like line drawings for my workshops. And then I've got another cutter here, and then just any documents that I need. I love these drawers, by the way. This is my packing paper. This is some faux leather for sketchbook making. I will do a video on sketchbook making down the road. And then this is where I keep like all my canvases and things. Watercolor canvases. This is just a paper roll, regular cartridge paper. And then I do like to buy these at Hobby Lobby when they are on clearance. So these were on clearance for like $2 and $3. So I can use watercolor ground on this and cover this up and make a new painting on it. This is a print that needs matted. Here's a painting. I just like paintings I don't know what to do with. Maybe I should sell them. Anyway, so this is where paintings go to die, I guess. But here's the next one is my sleeves for commissions and art pieces, prints, whatever. And then these are my mat board supplies. So mat boards, backing board for like sketchbook making. Anytime I have a pad of paper, I hang on to the back because it's perfect for sketchbooks. And then this is just my thing to remind me how big I like to make my mats. Here's a bunch of tape and some random stuff. These are like freezer paper. I use that a lot when I make sketchbooks. Ink refills for my printer. And this stuff's awesome for putting under your board that you've taped your paper to or stretched your paper on so it doesn't move around. And then these are just garbage bags. And here's a painting of my dog that me and my daughter did together. So I did the eyes and nose, and my daughter kind of like filled in the rest. So it's her little signature. This is one of my favorite paintings. And then there's a parrot painting that I really love. It's my first, I think that's my first parrot that I ever did. I'm really proud of it. And then this thing is, I think this bottom drawer has some swatches in it, and then this top drawer, we'll go through this someday. These are like my old paintings and my failed paintings, and it's a place that I don't really ever look, but it's there. This cabinet, or this, whatever you want to call this unit down here, these are like bookmaking. I love making my own sketchbooks. So I've got like faux leather that I've purchased. I've got I don't know what you'd call this, linen for the back. I've done linen covers. This is just more packing supplies. And then this is like gift bags and gift wrapping stuff, because I like to give gifts. It's my love language. This table was an IKEA desk, and my husband a couple years ago put wood planks on it, and then I painted them when white was the thing. So this desk is just my cutting desk. So this paper cutter was the best investment I have ever made, because not only is it for mat cutting, so it's got like a bevel cutter, so it cuts on an angle, but it's got a straight cutter too. So I cut all my paper on this. It has been the best investment. I got it on sale at Hobby Lobby for like $60. It's usually a lot more than that. So, all right, moving on. This little unit holds my swatch collection. So I've been working on swatching all the Daniel Smith colors on these cards, and it got out of hand. So I swatched them all on Arch's natural white paper, and then I went back and had to swatch. So these are like cards that are ready for swatching. Look at all the potential swatching that could happen. These are my gouache swatches. But anyway, not only did I swatch on the Arch's paper, but it got out of hand and I started swatching on a bright white Balhong paper. So there you go. And then these are some old Daniel Smith watercolor tubes. And the reason they're in here and not hung on my board is because I decided to go ahead and get the new updated colors. These are like 20 years old. And when I compared these colors with the new versions, they were different in not a good way. And so I went ahead and decided to just switch to the new fresh tubes. And then these are some 5mm tubes that I have. And then these are some tubes waiting in the wing, because I know I'm about to run out of them soon. And then this is my bookmaking supplies. So leather cutting scissors, neutral adhesive, that's great for bookmaking. One day I will do a video on how I make sketchbooks. I've made quite a few now, so I kind of feel confident that I could teach it at this point. Okay, onto this desk. I love this desk so much. So we were helping an older couple move, and she was an artist, and she gave me this desk. And the top was a lot smaller, and it was kind of falling apart. And so my husband took an old door and put it on the top. You can even see where the hinges were and the brand and everything, all the information. And then this is ceramic tile that looks like wood. I love it for my desk. I can use my X-Acto knife on it. I can clean it really easily. Got these tiles on clearance at Lowe's, 50 cents or $1 a box of tile. So I think I only spent a few dollars to tile the top of this desk. I do need to grout. It's starting to get to me. Grout it. Eventually I'll grout that. This is where I store all my boards that are waiting that have paper stretched on it. This bottom shelf is for paper itself. So like all my paper, the big sheets, because I buy my paper in sheets. It just is more economical and it makes sense. So that's there. And then I have put a little adhesive hook here for my blow dryer. Down there I've got cutting mats. Those come out every now and then. Got some baby wipes and some alcohol spray there. And then I love binder clips. They're amazing. So I have a binder clip here to hang onto this cord that's for my headphones, so that it's just there. Whoops. So it's there ready when I need it. Here's my trash can. It's a bucket with a bag in it and super fancy. I put a rug down. I love this rug. It just gives me a little extra cushioning when I'm working. This stool, someone was throwing away, and I kept it. It did not have a squishy top at the time, but my sister-in-law was throwing out another kind of stool that had a squishy top, and so I salvaged this nice, look how plump that is. I salvaged this top and put it on this old rickety stool. I do need to get a new chair. It is on my to-do list. This desk is super special. So my husband built this for me for my birthday. We went on a date to Home Depot and he let me pick out the wood and the stain. And then I showed him what I wanted. I wanted think of like grandpa's workbench. My grandpa was a creator, and in his basement he had this workbench. And anyway, I just wanted my desk to be like your classic grandpa's workbench. And so I wanted the printer to be able to be on one shelf, and then I was gonna put baskets. Those baskets were from someone's closet system. They were white. My husband had salvaged them from a job he was doing. I spray painted them and they fit. I could not believe it, but they fit. So that was kind of just a serendipity. And then I've got one down there on the floor. My house is very dusty. We live out in the country and there's a dirt road nearby, a lot of farmers. And so everything gets really dusty. So most everything needs to be like contained in like something that's not going to let it get dusty. I cover all my paper that is stretched. Everything's covered because I just get a lot of dust. But down here is where I put boards after I cut a painting off of it. And it's just ready for the next time it needs paper stretched onto it. And then here I've got like a ceramic square plate that I use as a palette. I've got a tile, and then these are my gouache palettes. I'm not using those a ton right now, but I know I will be. And then here's water. Since I'm upstairs, I like to have water sitting. So this is the distilled water I use for stretching my paper. And then this is just regular filtered tap water for painting with. And then here's rubbing alcohol. I just use rubbing alcohol so much in my studio. Let's talk about this. These are being sold now by the brand Mead, but these I inherited from that artist who had passed away. I stained them and made them look rustic. So, and I painted these gold. I had to personalize it. But this little unit is believe it or not, containing the entire Daniel Smith watercolor line. I have put magnet sheets in the bottom, and each one of these pans has a magnet on the bottom. So there you go. As a Daniel Smith brand ambassador on Thursday live sessions on Zoom and Facebook Live, we do a lot of swatching. And so these are so that I have everything at my fingertips. These are color order. And then these are the luminescence. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of Instagram live videos on how I did that. So you can head over to my Instagram, Ashley Hawks Watercolor. And then this is the map so that I know where everything is. However, I kind of have everything memorized by now. And these are just magnets swatched. So I have adhesive magnet sheets. And I put watercolor paper on it, and that's how I make my swatches. This is my Canvas brand phone holder lamp. You can change the color temperature. I don't use the light very often, to be honest. I don't love it because I have this. So this is a studio light, and this is how I light all my videos, all my workshops, everything is this baby. The light bulbs are like $16 because they're massive. But I bought this on a lightning deal in 2020 for like 25 bucks, I want to say. They're a lot more than that now, but it's been such a great investment. It's big. It takes up a lot of space. I know there's LED options, but I don't like to spend a lot of money. You will learn that about me. I really like to repurpose. So like, for example, this microphone did not come with this arm. This is just a phone holder arm that I've had for years and years. And I just found out that my microphone could like fit on it. So I made that work. And then I bought this thing to go over the top. So I do, however, recommend investing in the canvas. If you're somebody who makes content or you make videos, you do Zoom, tabletop view, this thing is awesome. It can go really tall. I put a magnet on mine, and I have some bumpers because my phone was wiggling. But this is not the magnet that comes with it. This is just a magnet I bought on Amazon. I recommend buying the magnet that they sell extra, but because I'm cheap, I made my own. But this can turn any direction. It's super awesome. Highly recommend it. I'll put the link in the description. Here's my computer. This is literally my computer. It's an iMac Mini. I got it for my birthday. I got super spoiled this year. That's my whole computer, that little box, and I love it. I love Apple products. So I've got my my iPad Pro and that, and then my iPhone, and I am all set. And then this is just a monitor, like an LG monitor that I hooked up to my computer, and it's extra wide. So I can have a Zoom session over here, and then I can pull up Facebook over here so that I can read comments on both, like if we're doing a Daniel Smith session. So that's how I do that. And then this is my Elgato face cam. That is my webcam, and it is super nice. I really like it. Eventually I'm going to invest in an actual camera since I'm doing YouTube now, but you got to start where you are and use what you have. This, I got it at Home Goods. I don't even know what it's for, but I'm using it as a riser for my monitor. Oh, this is just a tile. This is just like a leftover. We just redid our bathroom floor with this tile, and we had extra, so I grabbed it. Anyway, I'm always trying to put my keyboard right here, and it's just awkward and it falls off. So I just grabbed this, and it fits perfectly. And then my keyboard can sit there when I'm not using it, and it's out of the way. And then I put this shelf on the wall here and was able to hook my microphone to that. This also comes with the canvas. Not Pinocchio, but this little deal comes with the canvas lamp if you prefer to hook it onto your desk. Here's my Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2s. Those were fun. I played with those a ton, as you can tell. And then I kind of just put them on the shelf. Watercolor pencils, which I don't use that often, and then regular crayons if I want like a wax resist. These are my swatches of my dot card. Those are also my swatches of my dot card. That's a Caroline Diebel painting print that she gave me herself. I should have had her sign it. These are my watercolor sticks in this thing my husband made me out of wood. Isn't it cute? Here's some paintings I'm still working on. This one's a YouTube video I'm working on, and then this was a workshop I did with somebody, and we spent way too much time talking and having fun, and we didn't finish, and neither of us care, so it's fine. And then this one was just kind of for a YouTube live that I did, and I put salt on it, so I need to finish that. And then there's just some paintings. I got my Himalayan salt lamp. I should turn that on. Where's the thing? I've got it on a timer too, so that it turns off by itself. Here's a painting I did for a friend. I can't wait to give it to her. Here's how I hang my watercolor sticks that I'm not using. They're sad. Some of them are very small and very sad. Look at that one. These are just jewelry, like bead storage containers I bought at Hobby Lobby. I highly recommend them for your watercolor sticks because come on, you can hang them. And then this is a cutting board that they're on. This is just like an old wooden cutting board. And then I hang my swatches with those curtain hanger dealies. These are the Daniel Smith dot cards cut up into little sections because, and I'll get to it in a second why I have those. We'll get there. These are the infamous tube boards. So here I've got my Daniel Smith gouache. There's a tiger. And then down here, like from here down is like all the Daniel Smith luminescence. So the sparkly shinies. And I got my tube, what is it called? Squeezer. I was like, what is it called? And then here's my sunflower. It makes me happy. And then here's my new tube board. What I did was I cut up a brochure and glued the corresponding color on. So I have everything organized. It's excessive. It's not necessary. People, it's not necessary. I have a problem. Okay. But these are just little tiny itty bitty binder clips on nails. And it is totally fine to hang your tubes upside down like that. I've been doing it for 6 years and I've never had a problem. It honestly, like, it's fine. Daniel Smith does recommend the best storage way is like laying them flat in a drawer, just like sideways. That's the official advice. Here's my guitar. I do play guitar. I am not consistent and I don't perform for people, so don't ask. And there's a pug I just did. These are my sketchbooks that are finished on the top shelf. Sketchbook tour is going to happen soon. And then these are sketchbooks that are either new or are in the works. Here's my watercolor grounds. Here's my skull. Those are my ink samples. That is a little dot card palette that I made out of clay. It's very sad. It's not flat, so I don't use it, but it's cute. And then those are all my inks. These are my watercolor books. I just started my watercolor book collection a year and a half ago. This is my favorite book on creativity, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Oh my gosh, I read it every year because it's so good, so inspiring, and it gets me going, gets me excited. The Artist's Way. Oh my gosh, I've only made my way through like half of it. Oh my gosh, it's like life-changing. I highly recommend The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And then these are my journals. I love to write. That's what helps me get through things and process things in life. I have lots more journals over here. I've been journaling since I was 12 years old, with a couple of dark ages here and there where I did not journal. But these are like my childhood journals, and sad. You can tell how sad they are. But they need to stay in the dark where nobody shall read them. Here I've got my Daniel Smith apron. There's my yoga mat. Here is my brand ambassador certificate and a pug and some flowers and yeah. So this is a piece of fence I found in a trash pile. So I was like, that's going on the wall. And then I like to hang my newest paintings up. And so I just rotate. Whatever's new gets rotated. So that's fun. Yes. I also inherited this from that older couple that were moving. So a lot of these rocks came from her. She was huge into rocks. There's some cicadas that came from her as well. And my little guy trying not to fall off the shelf. See, he's balancing. And then Professor Trelawney is my favorite Harry Potter character. And then that is me. My son made that for me. I'm even wearing a pug shirt. Flippin' cute is that? These are just all my ceramic dishes and palettes and sponges. This looks like butter, but it's a contractor sponge that I cut. But when I put it on a tray, it looks like butter. Ugh, doesn't it look like butter? So like, why are you wiping your paintbrush on butter? Well, because it's not butter. But I just thought that was so funny. And here I've got some white gouache and some black gouache. This is my Daniel Smith binder. So I have like all my friends' swatch cards in here. And then I've bought so many dot cards over the years. So these are just my Daniel Smith dot cards in there. And then these are other brands, like swatches I've been given. Swatch dot cards. So Rosie Gallery, Sennelier. I just love paint. And then these are just palettes. Some of them are empty and some of them are not. Here's my little tape guy. He's been through a lot, but he still works. My lights are from Costco in the garden section. They are not glass. They're just plastic. I bought a paper towel holder and put it under my desk for my tapes. I did have paper towels on it before, but now I put my tapes on it. So that's really handy. I highly recommend doing that. I'm always looking for ways to store things. So there you have it. There's the grand studio tour. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my studio tour.